Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
What's up, gang? Welcome back to another after show for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm your host, Danica Kennedy. You can find me online at Danica Kennedy. Today's episode, The Gang Goes to Hell. This is season 11, episode 9. Next week is the season finale, the second part to this.
Crazy.
And this is my co-host. Introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? I'm Joe Doyle. Man, I'm here to talk Always Sunny with you guys. You can find me at JoJo Doyle everywhere.
Mike couldn't make it tonight. Neither could Mary Lou. They went on like this huge ecstasy bender. I don't know what happened. They're like in Vegas, probably somewhere. Who knows?
Nice.
Something like
they
that.
Definitely were probably
who knows where they are? But we're here to cover the after show. A little later than usual. Better late than never, right? Boom. So this episode was crazy, and I loved it. What did you think?
Well, I mean, the very first opening, it says unknown time, unknown place. And I'm like, what the hell is this? What's going on? Little did I know that hell was going to be playing a bigger part than I expected because they're at the pearly gates. Like
straight up, like, what's it called? Purgatory. Like, it's just white, and they're in all white just standing there like they're in front of God or something.
Yeah, like
whatever it may be.
Yeah, I think they were at the gates, the pearly gates of St. Peter, I think, and getting ready to get judged.
Getting ready to be rejected from heaven, probably.
Yeah. And then Mac's like, well, wait, let me tell you how it really went down. And then it goes back into the
cruise ship that basically, went down and killed them.
Yeah.
They got to backtrack it to the story. And of course, it's all their fault.
Of course,
the cruise ship going down, and you're just like knowing this the whole time that this is what's gonna happen. So you're like watching them just like break everything apart, which is hilarious in their own way.
Well, because like stuff like this actually happens on cruises now. I see videos online all the time of cruise ships like going down. You got to evacuate, and I'd like to go on a cruise, but I'd also like to live.
This just reminded me, I heard that there's like some cruise ship where they're remaking the Titanic, and super fans of the Titanic are going to like ride this cruise. And I'm like, I would never do that. Like, nope. Big
no
fat
way.
nope. And
Absolutely
you like
not.
go right by like all the icebergs and everything. I'm like, nah, I'm going to miss that.
No.
Nothing to do with Always Sunny, but fun fact, if you want to look it up, crazy story.
Yeah.
But this cruise ship is a dry cruise, which big bummer for the gang.
But
Boo-hoo.
of course, right when I heard it was a dry cruise, I'm like, well, I didn't believe it. I'm like, there's no way that they did not sneak alcohol in. I sneak alcohol into places that are supposed to be dry, so there's no way that they were not going to.
And you're not as bad as them yet, so.
I hope not. Yeah. I hope not. I don't think I have that much of a problem. I got slight problems, but, not too bad.
Well, I don't think it's a problem, but I'm not one to judge. It's like the blind leading the blind at this point.
Exactly.
But this dry cruise is Mac's idea. He's, super Jesus-y in this episode.
Yeah,
in the beginning.
It's a Christian cruise as well.
Christian cruise, all about God. He wanted to like cleanse himself and not have any alcohol, and it was his idea to make it a dry cruise. And then, of course, the second he leaves to go to, like, Bible study or something, the gang, like, whips out a suitcase full of beer.
Can't believe it. You think they'd, like, bring out, like, liquor. That would be easier, but they went straight for the beer.
I know. It's funny. I was like, why didn't they just go for, like, a hard stuff? But it's funnier that they have, like, a full suitcase of all these beers. And you just think, like, oh, they're probably, like, warm and they're on this boat. Like,
shaking up, rocking around. Yeah, it's definitely not the ideal beer situation. Yeah.
Yeah, not the most... I don't know, delicious beer probably ever. The way they make it look doesn't look very appetizing as well.
Yeah.
But they basically, Frank and Charlie have this idea that they're going to have this, like, costume on the ship of, like, the captain and his first mate. Hilarious.
So good. And they just talk about it. We don't see it until later in the episode, but when we do see it, it's like, okay, Frank looks like a captain, and then Charlie goes Gilligan on us.
Straight up Gilligan.
And he looks great. Great. I mean, I think if he hasn't, he should go as that for Halloween. Charlie should in real life. And then and then have have the waitress go as Ginger or Marianne. I think it could be bananas.
It's a good combo. Mm-hmm. It really is.
Yeah.
I just love their partnership. They're always a little duo, the two of them, going around. The rest of the gang splits off. But shit gets real this episode. I mean, I think it's safe to say Dennis gets straight up crazy. I mean, we've been saying this the whole time that he's crazy, but he is full on psychopath this episode. It gets real creepy.
I couldn't watch it. I know it wasn't
bad.
It wasn't gonna all of a sudden turn into Law and Order SVU on us or anything, but it got creepy because he was looking at that girl and she looked young, even though he said that she wasn't young. Upon closer inspection, when they actually had that scene in the hallway, the creepy scene in the hallway, I realized, okay, well, she's at least 18. It's not as creepy now, but still.
Over 18, under 21, creepy.
Yeah, that's
still not okay.
Not okay. No, I'm not justifying. No, it is not okay. What Dennis was.
But you're right though. At the same time, I mean, over 18, old enough, but still creepy as hell. That's later in the episode. I just was so creeped out by it. I had to bring it up earlier because it's just lingering in my mind. Sadly. I have to go back, though, towards the beginning of the episode because Mac, he's the one that brings them into this. They're going on this, religious cruise that's dry and all this stuff. And he wants everyone to be holier and, a nicer person. But he is such a dick. He takes battery acid and puts it on the cross necklace that Frank puts on his chest, which burns him. So he thinks he's, a demon, basically.
Brilliant.
But that's the most evil thing to do. I mean, they're all evil, which is why they end up in hell. And I can't wait to see what next week's episode is with the way they left this and the way it began. I'm just where is this going to go? Yeah. Please tweet us what you guys think. I'm dying to know everyone's predictions because I don't even know what I'm going to predict this episode.
Yeah, I'm at a loss for words. But I'm also I wonder if they thought about that, if they heard stories about people putting battery acid on crosses, because I'm thinking, okay, as a Catholic, what a great way to help teach original sin and make sure your kids are on the up and up. I don't know. I'm not saying that would be beyond me to do that.
I don't think anyone should take parenting or family lessons from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia personally, but there's people like that out there. Maybe probably in Philadelphia.
Probably not ready for marriage yet. So once I'm ready, then I'll figure it out by then.
Someday.
So that way I won't have the family to give my kids acid crosses.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sounds a little strict, a little intense to me, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. But not for Mac.
He's the one, though, that is pushing this on everyone, and he's the one that has the issues with himself, though, and that's what this whole thing is about. And I just gotta say that I love this whole theme because growing up in Orange County, I went to an arts high school. There were a lot of gay Christian boys that won't come out of the closet because they're not allowed to, but they are. And I just know people like that, Yeah. We were talking about this last week, I think. Have you ever known someone? I think. I was talking with Mary Lou about this,
trying to pray the gay away.
Mac though, where they're gay, but they won't say it, kind of thing.
Oh, I know. Currently, there are 3 people in my life right now that I'm dog. It's cool. Don't worry. And in my fraternity. Side note, in my fraternity.
Are they religious?
They weren't not religious.
Okay.
But there was definitely bros. Mm-hmm. And then he sat me down one time. He's like, Joe, I gotta tell you something. I'm like, what up? I'm playing a video game. He's like, I'm gay. And I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even turn away. I'm just yep, that's good.
You're I know.
Yeah. And he's like, aren't you? And I'm like, what do you want me to do? Go, ooh. Or
what?
Act pissed or shocked. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. And so I feel that was that. But I freaked out when Mac
came out pretty much.
Yeah, I want to know what happened because his adjustment, his kind of chaperones that he was with this whole time, those 2 dudes, they did something fierce to him.
They did something crazy. I mean, the whole time he's being so stuck up, so Christian, so anti-gay. He sees them kiss and he's like, gay, 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 gay.
Gay.
Like, freaks out on them. And they're like, yeah, we're married. Like, we love each other. What's wrong with you? And he obviously, like, has the issue with himself. And I love when he went back to the gang, though, and he was like, there's 2 gay guys on this ship. And they're like, where's the other one?
Yeah, that was pretty funny, too. And he's like, what? I don't even get that. Because he never gets
You never will.
jokes.
You never will.
Yeah, and he did.
Because the whole time he's been gay and it's just all these jokes. And then finally he, like, basically makes fun of these guys and says he wants to convert them and, like, save them. And they're super offended and they just lure him right into their room and do something dirty. We don't know what.
Maybe we find out, because it is a 2-part. It's definitely a 2-parter episode. But something, I mean, he was so a matter of fact. Like, there was no doubt in his mind. Like, but then again, maybe, you know, if he smooched a guy, he would think, oh, well, okay, well, I'm gay. I kissed a guy. Now, you know, or he hugged me. Like, it could feel like, I could totally see Mac freaking out so much and being so over the top that something as trivial as that he might consider
Just
himself.
the littlest thing.
Yeah, like, well, they kissed me on the cheek and I didn't punch him in the face, so I must be gay. You know,
Well, we
something like that.
spooned. I'm gay now.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything else. No, I feel like they just, like, left it very ambiguous, though. But basically, the rest of the gang, they were all total assholes the entire time.
Yes.
They get locked up in, like, ship jail,
The brig.
all for different reasons. And of course, after they're all locked up, that's when Mac comes in and he's just like, I'm gay. And then they were like, I know. Yeah.
took you long enough, yeah.
You know, we've known this whole time kind of thing. But Dee's plot this line. She didn't want to get shit on by the gang. She wanted a vacation from the gang. Fail.
Fail. Literally get shit on by the
A
bird.
bird, which is like herself basically, in the mouth too.
Ugh.
Ugh.
I've gotten shit on the head. Like,
Yeah, me
no
too.
hat.
In my hair, it was like the
It was terrifying.
No.
I couldn't. I had a panic attack.
And then the worst is when people are like, "That's good luck," and it's like, no, it's not. That's shitty.
Yeah, it's a lot of shitty luck.
And straight up shit on your head.
Yeah, and she freaks out, and she's trying to, like, totally stay away from her wrath. I mean, because she says, okay, you got to work on wrath. Don't be so wrathful. And she punches that lady in the face that steals her chair in front of everybody. Like, I don't know how she thought that was going to work out.
Oh man,
But-
just in front of the audience, and then she knocks out that girl's tooth, like at the magic show. It
But
was just
I feel like that
too much.
magician was asking for it because she knew that they had beef.
yeah.
So why would you pick that person? Like,
Why would you pick that girl? You know?
yeah, like there was
Start
already
some
beef,
shit.
extra drama, like too much drama for the mama. Like, I think that that was on purpose. She got shit what she was coming had she come to her.
Dee's ballsy though. I didn't think it was gonna go that far. I thought she was gonna do some weird impersonation, and then she just like freaking clocked her, and I was like, damn, like
The minute
I've
she put
seen
that,
her
she's
do
like,
that.
put it right there and get it closer. I'm like, oh, she's gonna pop her right in the face. This is gonna be great.
Damn,
Yeah.
you knew.
I knew
You're
it
like,
was
I'm
gonna-
ready for this.
It's like, I've done that before. I'm like, yeah, get it right. Pow.
You know what's up? Well, also, Dee did like boxing in like season 2 or something like that, where Frank like trains her and she's like a fighter. I don't know
yeah.
if you remember that episode. So it's funny that she like did the same kind of jab in a way.
There was a lot of callbacks in this. There was
A lot.
The D system, because I know D has her own system. She brings it up, and then Dennis. That's the whole
Dennis's
reason
system.
he was the implications, was the I, right? That's the I in it, is implication. I don't know, but he's like,
He's
yeah,
all about that ship though. His like ship theory.
yeah,
Where it's basically like you ask a girl to like sleep with you in the creepiest way possible, and they're stuck with you on this ship where they like have to have sex with you,
because
or
the
they're
implication.
thinking they're gonna be murdered basically,
Yeah.
or like something horrible, which he did have a very murdery tone to him
Yeah,
when
it
he
was-
went up to that poor 20-year-old.
And then like said, we have some magic too. Here's your ID. It was
Creepy. He's
It
like,
was so creepy.
1996, okay, and you're like, what?
Yeah. I'm just glad that she looked older than she up close in that scene, because I was like, oh, good gracious.
Oh yeah. At first it was just like danger zone.
Yeah. And you know what I thought was interesting, kind of, little, since we're talking about, callbacks and everything like that, it was interesting that Charlie went as Gilligan, because there's that theory that Gilligan's Island was all set in purgatory.
Interesting.
Yeah, have you heard about this theory?
No, I've never heard about this, but that's so interesting.
Yeah, Gilligan's Island, there's 7 castaways and 7 deadly sins. So each one of the castaways represents a certain sin, and they're stuck on the island, which is purgatory. So I wonder if, like, it was just pure coincidence that they put, Charlie in there, or they're like, they knew what was up. Yeah.
This show is surprisingly smart when you really, it seems silly when you're just watching it, but when you think of all the little throwbacks that they write in there and the jokes and like how they intertwine these like little fun facts and like throwback kind of stories and things like that, I'm sure they like threw that in there on purpose if that's like a thing,
Yeah.
But I've never heard that before, but that's awesome because like they're straight up like in purgatory when they start it, and then I'm wondering like if they're gonna pick up there for the next one or what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I wonder if like one of the angels would be like, hold up, and then he's like, no, and like that comes back to it. I don't know. I'm so excited to see it. Like I've never. It was great. It was great. I was unexpected. I didn't think it was gonna be a 2-parter, and the fact that the gang literally dies. They said, yep, we're dead.
Straight up. And Matt came out. Dennis went full on psycho.
Yeah.
Dee got shit on by a bird. I loved the part where Charlie and Frank got caught in their big puffy jackets with the beer in their vest. That was actually after they saw just like orange juice and cranberry juice out, and Charlie was like, oh, they do have drinks here. Look, they have drinks. And Frank had to explain like, no, that's just like orange juice. That's just cranberry juice. And he's like, just a chasers, like just the mixers. He like didn't understand that people drink it on their own. I loved that part.
I liked my favorite from the sequence was Frank going, yeah, I had a Diet Cola mixer the other day, and I'm like, what, you call it a soda, you don't call it a mixer.
A mixer.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting because at the beginning they said the only way that this boat would go down is if the captain got drunk. Mm-hmm. And when Charlie and Charlie and Frank, who were getting drunk off the torpedo juice, which turns out to be
straight up ship fluid, basically. They take
mixers
out of the pipes.
Yeah, they cut it with those mixers. Like, they end up, that when the captain grabs the drinks from him, did you see? He looked pretty excited about it. He's like, I'll take those. And
he was like definitely gonna go drink them, and he confiscated their beers too, and that's what they were trying to get back when they broke into the captain's area. But that captain's drinking.
Oh,
he
hammered.
Definitely took all that stuff for himself. He's like, there's no drinking on the boat. But cruises like that, there's so many people sneaking stuff on. There's everyone's boozing secretly.
Did you ever watch Below Deck on you gotta watch Below Deck on Bravo. Shout out to Below Deck on Bravo. It's amazing. I'll tell you more about it because it has nothing to do with Always Sunny, but it's amazing. It's an amazing show.
Shout out to the show. Check it out, everyone.
Below Deck. #awesome.
#awesome.
Yeah.
Well, the craziest part, I think, was Mac's plotline this whole time, because the religious aspect with the whole coming out thing, I'm like, finally, now you're like dead though. But the whole thing he decided was that God doesn't exist now that he's gay.
Yeah.
He was like, I was wrong the whole time. I'm gay. God doesn't exist. But we know that, like, they were basically talking to God in the beginning. So it's like, I'm gay, I'm atheist, and then they die, and then they're in front of God.
And then they're kind of like, yeah, exactly. Like, they did all this stuff right at the last minute.
Damn it.
Yeah. My favorite line is when he said, I tried to get a sign from God, but I kept getting the timing wrong. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wait, so he's like literally waiting, like, if you give me a sign, if it's like this, and then waiting to see if thunder or lightning would happen. And if it was like convenient enough to call it a sign. I'm not gonna lie, I've done stuff like that
You've done
too.
Stuff like that, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Joe's like just like Mac. What do you think about it?
I've done crazy stuff like that. I've also tried to. One time when I was younger, I tried to make it snow. There was snow already in the forecast, but I ran outside and pretended to be Storm from the X-Men, and literally as I was being ridiculous like that, it started to snow.
You made it really cool saying Storm from X-Men because I was going to say like Elsa or something like that. I was going to call you, and then you're going to get mad probably.
No, well, you know what? The cold doesn't bother me
cool.
anyway. Yeah, I was just
Perfect.
at Disneyland yesterday, so yeah, it was like Queen Elsa. You know, it was wonderful.
Queen Elsa.
Yeah.
Making it snow, pretending to.
Mm-hmm.
You just like wanted to be cool and like show your friends that you had magic powers, even though you didn't.
Well,
every kid wants to.
I was by myself.
Okay.
I was trying to make...
No big deal.
No
Only
big
child
deal.
right here.
Yeah.
Always alone. So alone.
So alone. But it
so
worked.
ridiculous.
It worked.
Well, I'm like dying to see next week's episode now. I want to rewatch this one. This was one of my favorite episodes this season, I think.
Oh, yeah, because here's the thing. The episode is called The Gang Goes to Hell. Gang hasn't even gotten to hell yet.
Yeah.
So, like, this whole second episode has to be about hell. I mean, they have to go.
But, like, what are they going to do? Well, they even mentioned, like, in that cell that they were in, they were like, Dee was like, this is hell on earth. This is hell being with you guys, stuck with you guys. I'm in hell. So they, like, kind of did in that way.
Ooh.
But I don't know, like, how they're going to do it in the next episode. Maybe, like, you know, they make it kind of just like the normal show and it's like that's their version of hell, or like they could get all crazy. Like, I mean, I'm not expecting like cartoon like devil with like a pitchfork chasing them around, poking them in the butt, but you know, something like out there. They have been very bold lately. They're going full on out there.
Yeah, gosh, what?
Well, hold on. Let's just get into predictions.
Let's do it.
Let's do this. We're gonna dive right into that. We can't wait any
Now,
longer.
I can't.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
What are you thinking for next week? Season finale, Always Sunny, season 11.
This is rough. I'm going to be bold. I'm
Do
going to
it.
be decisive.
It's a bold show. Go for it.
I'm going to say that we actually... We see the gang in quintessential, stereotypical hell.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Like, so they're actually gonna, like, there's gonna be like there's gonna be demons around, pitchforks. I think we're gonna see it somehow.
You think you're gonna see hell?
Yeah. That's what I mean. I don't know how they're gonna make it work. If it's even gonna be like, I don't know how it's gonna work, but it would be interesting to see them interacting or in hell. Because like, do they have any other friends that have died along the way?
I don't think so. They've like almost killed all of their friends, though. They've definitely like ruined all of their lives.
I mean, that's okay. That's my prediction. Okay,
Going for it in hell.
I'm gonna throw another prediction out there. I think that the gang is gonna do something really shitty to the devil down there. Like they're gonna steal his booze, or they're gonna do something, and he's gonna get pissed. That's my prediction.
They're gonna make the devil angry.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna inflict the wrath of the devil because they're messing around with his stuff down in hell.
Interesting.
That's my prediction.
Okay, I'm gonna go a little tamer. I don't know if it's that much tamer. I don't know. I think that they're gonna pick up on the boat again and show us how it crashes, and them like really like destroying, like full on Titanic mode. Like,
oh, like really?
well,
see
not
the
like
boat sink.
straight up like CGI waves, like craziness or anything like that. But I feel like the hell that they've created in there, they've just been in that cell. Maybe they'll like escape somehow or break out or cause more mischief and really like kill everyone, and then it shows them going or something like that. I feel like this felt like a two-parter for me. And I feel like I'm going to be a little annoyed or upset if it's just, like, nothing to do with this episode. It's just, like, Always Sunny. Like, they've got to, like, tie that up somehow.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know which way they're going to go with it, but I feel like they're going to have another cruise ship episode. Maybe they're going to crash on, like, an island that's, like, hell or some crazy place.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, yeah, because last season finale, they burned down Dee's apartment.
Yeah.
And so it's like they had to top it, I guess, them dying and, you know, crashing a boat.
Okay, yeah, they're gonna like wake up on the boat again. You know, they're still there. They like crash it into an island and like burn it down and make it their own hell. That's my prediction.
Nice.
They make their own hell of their own.
Nice.
On Earth, but a different one from the prison cell thing they were in.
Okay, I like that.
These are ridiculous predictions. Please let me know what your guys' predictions are. I mean, I'm curious what other people are thinking because it's really hard to predict for this show, but it's also really fun too as well.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun because, you hit it, you miss it. Just make a little, drinking game with yourself. For every prediction that you get wrong, you drink twice. For every one you get right, you drink thrice.
Is that
3
what we should do
times.
next week? I guess we'll be probably drinking on the show. I mean, it is the season finale time.
Wait, we're not.
Next
You're not
week?
drinking in that one?
Oh, I thought we weren't supposed to tell them. Do they know? Okay, it's cool. Whatever.
This isn't even my glass.
It's always
I
sunny.
don't
It's
know.
good. I'm like, wait, can I have some? No.
Do we have any news and gossip?
Do you?
Well, I kind of do.
Tell me.
Well,
AfterBuzz TV News.
so this is it's kind of news. It's kind of, I don't want to say old news, but it's news that you guys might not be aware of. But Maria, I gotta say her name right, or else I'm gonna get fired.
You probably should say her name
Yeah,
right.
Maria Menounos interviewed the waitress on her radio
Yes.
show. Yeah.
Sirius XM.
Yeah, and I thought that was really cool. It's an awesome interview. I know you guys can track it down, so go track it down and take a listen. It was really fun. Both of them chatting it up.
Yeah, it was last week. She had her in the studio. I mean, both of those girls seem like so much fun to hang out with, all the time. I feel like they probably had a great time hanging out and catching up.
Definitely, and then it wasn't just Always Sunny. They talked a lot about Grandfathered. Mm-hmm. Yeah, with John Stamos.
Have you watched that show?
I have not, but I ran into John Stamos on the back lot at Universal. I talked to him a little bit.
No way.
yeah.
I just interviewed him the other day.
No way. Oh, you should.
Did you talk to him?
Yeah. Because I did. It was random. John Stamos info. I did an episode of ER way back when. I was working on set, and in between takes, he goes, "Hey, have we worked together before?" And I'm like, "No. Do you watch VH1?" This was years and years ago when I had done that reality show. And he goes, "You're on that show with that douchebag, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yes, I am, John
Pickup
Stamos."
artist.
And so, him and Rebecca, I guess, watched it all the time.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so we talked back then, and then I told him that we're about to unload this tram. We don't want you to get mobbed. He's like, I don't mind being mobbed. I was like, John Stamos, you are
He's
so
so
smooth.
nice.
Yeah, he was really nice.
I saw him out and about and got him for TMZ, and I was like, hey, you did that sexy photo shoot where you were butt naked for Paper Magazine. What was it like? And he said it was cold. So when I pitched it on the show, everyone was like, he has a small dick. And I felt really bad about it. I was like, I'm sorry, John. You're so nice. I feel bad.
That's awesome.
But
That's
anyways,
awesome.
John Stamos, we love him here, obviously. Has
Yeah.
nothing to do with Always Sunny. But he's in Grandfathered. And
Yeah.
the waitress is in Grandfathered.
So we bring it full circle.
We bring
here.
it full circle over here with our tangents, all about that stuff.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for next week. You can find us all at AfterBuzz TV. And where can they find you online again?
Well, you can find me on iTunes at AfterBuzz TV and subscribe to us. You can find me at JoJo Doyle as well.
And you can find me online at Danica Kennedy. Please let us know what you're thinking about this season. We're dying to hear your predictions because we're super fans of the show. Thanks for watching our after show.
Thanks, guys. See you
Bye,
next week.
guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.